Today, the American culture is a battleground between the values of self-responsibility and the values of entitlement. This is not the only cultural conflict we can see around us, but it is the one most relevant to self-esteem. It is also at the root of many of the others. We are social beings who realize our humanity fully only in the context of community. The values of our community can inspire the best in us or the worst. A culture that values mind, intellect, knowledge, and understanding promotes self-esteem. A culture that denigrates mind undermines self-esteem. A culture in which human beings are held accountable for their actions supports self-esteem. A culture in which no one is held accountable for anything breeds demoralization and self-contempt. A culture that prizes self-responsibility fosters self-esteem. A culture in which people are encouraged to see themselves as victims fosters dependency, passivity, and the mentality of entitlement. The evidence for these observations is all around us. Cultures do not encourage the questioning of their own premises. One of the meanings of living consciously has to do with one's awareness that other people's beliefs are just that, their beliefs, and not necessarily the ultimate truth. The average person tends to judge him or herself by the values prevalent in his or her social environment, as transmitted by family members, political and religious leaders, teachers, newspaper and television editorials, and popular art such as movies. These values may or may not be rational, and may or may not answer to the needs of the individual. I am sometimes asked if a person cannot achieve genuine self-esteem by conforming and living up to cultural norms that he or she may never have thought about, let alone questioned, and that do not necessarily make a good deal of sense. Is not the safety and security of belonging with and to the group a form of self-esteem? Does not group validation and support lead to an experience of true self-worth? The error here is in equating any feeling of safety or comfort with self-esteem. Conformity is not self-efficacy. Popularity is not self-respect. Whatever its gratifications, a sense of belonging is not equal to trust in my mind or confidence in my ability to master the challenges of life. The fact that others esteem me is no guarantee I will esteem myself. If I live a life of unthinking routine, with no challenges or crises, I may be able to evade for a while the fact that what I possess is not self-esteem, but pseudo-self-esteem. When everything is all right, everything is all right. But that is not how we determine the presence of self-esteem. Genuine self-esteem is what we feel about ourselves when everything is not all right, when we are challenged by the unexpected, when the cocoon of the group can no longer insulate us from the tasks and risks of life. At such moments, our deepest premises reveal themselves. One of the biggest lies we were ever told is that it is supposedly easy to be selfish, and that self-sacrifice takes spiritual strength. People sacrifice themselves in 1,000 ways every day. This is their tragedy. To honor the self, to honor mind, judgment, values, and convictions, is the ultimate act of courage. Observe how rare it is, but it is what self-esteem asks of us.